hand up if you start hearing something.
You know?
It didn't. Not on my clock. Oh, this one. Okay. Well, now it is. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our work session meeting for April 19th, 2022 at 5:30. We'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Here.
Commissioner Romanek?
Here.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Here.
Mayor Orndorff?
Here. We do the salute to the flag, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975. Was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Clerk, is there any agenda changes to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. All right, and we'll go to public comments on agenda items only. I don't have any agenda items, Jane. If you have any comments, please come to the podium, state your name. Seeing nobody, we'll close the public comment on agenda items only. We'll go on to old business
We have no old business, Mayor.
and discussion of commissioners. Commissioner Romanek,
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Commissioner Hewitt,
Nothing at this time.
Commissioner McQuaid.
Nothing at this time.
We had
Wait,
a
have your
discussion item.
Discussion item.
Right, for the city code concerning brush and leaf collection services. I think Vice Mayor Suey and you guys decided to have that included on the next work session.
Very good. She is bringing up the discussion item for the leaves and collection of Russell leaves when Roy was here last.
Yes, we were looking to change those ordinance, and I believe they're still in the process. Am I correct on that?
I don't know what he changed it to.
We were going to change the ordinance so that the landscaper could be able to, when they're cleaning people's
Oh, when they're
homes.
cleaning people's yard,
Yes. So-
I don't know if there's anybody that's gonna object to that or not. I don't see a problem with it if you're picking up leaves and brush from a Millville resident.
Yeah, there was an ordinance against it for contractors.
Against them, yeah, they couldn't rake it out to the curb.
Correct.
So that doesn't make any sense to me, but, and if we have a consensus, then we can draft the ordinance and get it,
Correct.
change the ordinance and get that done.
Right.
Allowing a
We'll be doing that.
landscaper or somebody of the residents
In
who's
other words,
paying to
if
do a
I'm
service.
right, if I'm a landscaper getting paid to clean up your yard.
Correct.
Right now, I'm not allowed to rake the stuff to the front of your yard.
No.
I have to haul it away and then get rid of it at a price because I can't take it to landfill either.
Right. Okay.
So if there's no objection, we'll get that ordinance drafted and get it moving on.
Do we know what the current ordinance is?
Yeah, you can't do that.
I know, but what it currently states and where's it at?
It's
Like,
well-
if anybody wants to reference, I don't.
Well, I don't know the
Currently,
number.
it is contractors can't, for instance, do a job in Cedarville because they live in Millville and bring
Debris with them.
debris and dump it here and stuff. That was going on before.
I understand, but that wasn't the issue.
That's not the
What
issue we're
Roy
talking
said was he's a landscaper who's doing work for, say, an older lady who's unable to do it on her,
resident,
right, a
yes.
resident, and he's putting it to the curb.
Yeah.
And he was told, no, he's not allowed to do that. So we want to make sure that a landscaper has the ability to leave the brush from that resident at the curb to be picked up.
be
For
picked
private
up, yes.
residents.
For
Correct.
private
That's
residents,
what we're trying to
correct.
Correct.
Okay. I was just asking, do we know the current ordinance that is under?
I don't know the
The
number.
court ordinance right now is reading that it cannot do that.
Yeah,
And
but do you know
debris,
the
that's
num-
what
but
it's.
Do you
we
know
know
the
the
number of the ordinance?
Oh,
That's
number of the
what
ordinance. I'm
asking.
sorry, I apologize.
That's, I just wanted
Brock,
to
do
be
you
able
know
to
the
pull
number of
that.
that ordinance, please?
Let me get it for you.
Okay.
I mean, that might be a good point that we don't, that is so loud, I'm so sorry, that we don't want anybody covering up drainage in front of a house,
Yeah.
and maybe we make sure that verbiage is in there, that there's
That's in there already, that you can't
cover
put
up.
it in with so many feet of the culvert.
I mean, unfortunately, residents do that, whether they're landscaper
Yeah,
or
whether
not,
there's
so.
an ordinance or not, yeah, they do it anyway.
But that's a good point as well,
And
Marcy.
that's why we go around and clean them periodically, so.
Yeah, okay, so we'll get that. I just want to make sure we can reference it if anybody wants to see what it currently states, to make sure we can.
If this were to go to an ordinance, there would be a public hearing on it too.
Yeah.
So whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, this was just a discussion for you guys if you wanted to agree, since you can't meet privately. but
Yeah,
to get it onto a meeting in the form of an ordinance.
Okay, I guess we're all in
So
agreement to that?
Everyone, the consensus would be
Yeah.
So,
to move
Yes.
forward with, okay.
Yes,
Yep.
okay,
So
all right.
To change,
Anything else, commissioners?
okay.
Not at this time.
Okay, perfect. And we'll go to Vice Mayor?
Okay, so I promised some more information about the lead pipe replacements. So New Jersey passed a law effective July 22nd of last year that requires public community water systems to inventory and replace all their lead service lines within 10 years. So that line can be owned by the public, the water system, the property owner, and both. And under the new law, galvanized lines are also included in this. So we're gonna try to do 10% per year, so that line can be owned by the public. Get it all done within 10 years. So we also have to do our water mains that cover the same stuff, and including transite, which is another material that just kind of wears out. So we have cost estimates, and I'll just give them to you for phase 2, 3, and 4. So for phase 2, it's $255,000. For phase 3, it's $460,000. That's $100,000. And for phase 4, it's $468,086. So that replaces a total of 7,400 feet of 8-inch diameter asbestos cement water mains, and the main to the curb stops for 105 known lead services. So also, this ties in for our total services. We have 7,190. We know that we have 1,319 plastic and 348 copper, so they're okay. And we also have a number of unknown, so we have at least 6,207 services to houses that we're going to have to replace, houses and businesses. Now, we also received correspondence from the county, and instead of doing this with it, they wanted to run sewer to Laurel Lake, both sides, as a combined county effort. Well, there's grant money available, but if we support that, and I haven't heard anything else from them, but if we do support that, then that may interfere with our ability to get grant money for this project. Additionally, the closest sewer plant is ours, and that would have a major impact on that. So I don't know if we want to support that or not. That's going to be a discussion down the road. Hey, great, I'd like to do it. Maybe the county could build a sewer plant out in, commercial township somewhere and solve that problem instead of trying to run it to us. So, I did reach out to their contact person. I didn't get a whole lot of information. I don't know what they're doing at this point. If they send me another email, I'll let you guys know. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. Still in the beginning phases, and that's all I got. I don't know what you guys think, if you think anything at this time, but anyway, a copy of the law is available. If you guys need it, I'll get it forwarded to you.
Can I have a copy of that report? Thank you. It'd be easier for my minutes. Thank you.
Now you won't have to collect it off my desk later.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's it.
Wayne give us an update on that too, if there's,
Yeah,
all of
that's
the-
where I got all this
Yeah,
information,
so
so
he
yeah.
just,
But that's where we're at now.
okay. Anybody have any questions?
We did apply for the grant, by the way, so we're waiting to hear back.
Good stuff. Anything else? Somebody have any questions or anything?
We're good.
Okay.
All right, that's all I
Broccoli,
have.
Yeah, what I know that the Streets and Roads has a brochure that they publish and hand out, and it has what I would call regulations that to some degree are enabled by what the ordinance provides, but the ordinance doesn't go into those specifics. That appears on the brochure, such as designated days of pickup and things like that. And what I'm not certain about is the regulation that we find to be objectionable, is that in the ordinance? And I think it probably is not, but is it in those regulations? So I'll have to get an answer to that
Well,
for
if it
you.
is, then the commissioner of that department can change it.
Without
Without-
having to, right,
Correct.
okay.
That'll make life easier.
Yes.
So
That's
we
fine.
need to look at that. Maybe I can talk to Wayne Gressman and get a copy of the,
I might have a copy of that.
if you have that, I'd
I
like to see
can,
it.
not on me, but I will after the work
okay,
session.
In our office, we have a copy of that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, as long as, that'll be simpler if it's not in the ordinance.
But,
Yeah, it's not
Mayor, the section in the code is,
That
if you have that, I
I
know
can,
Article
not
7
on me, but I will
of
after
Chapter
the work
okay,
session.
1,
Yes, we have a copy of that.
that Okay, good. article
Yeah, as long as that'll be
pertains to
simple.
yard waste. But,
Yeah.
Mayor, the
That
section in the code is,
That-
if you have that, I know
I can,
Article
not
7
on me, but I will
of
after
Chapter
the work
okay,
session.
1,
Yes, we have a copy of that.
that article
Yeah, as long as that'll be
pertains to
simple.
yard waste. But,
begins
Mayor, the
at,
section in the code is,
That-
if you have that, I know
I can,
Article
not
7
on me, but I will
of
after
Chapter
the work
okay,
session.
1.
At this time, I don't
that
have anything as
article
well. Any new
pertains
business?
to yard
No, Mayor.
waste. But,
Okay,
Mayor,
next
the
we go
section in the
to
code
public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
would
I
like
know
to address
Article
the
7
commission,
me, but I
please
will
come
Chapter
forward and
okay,
state your
1.
name. At this time, I don't
that
have anything as
article
well.
comments
Any
to
new
five
business?
pertains to yard
No, Mayor.
waste. But,
Okay,
Mayor,
next
the
we go
section in
to
the code
public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
Would
I
like
know
to address
Article
the
7
commission,
me, but I
please
will
come
Chapter
forward and
okay,
state your
1.
name. At this time, I don't
that
have anything as
article
well. Any new business?
No, Mayor.
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
Would
I
like
know
to address
Article
the
on
commission,
me, but I
please
will
come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
Would
I
like
know
to address the
on
commission,
me, but I
please
will
come
after the
forward
work
and state your
session.
name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
No, Mayor.
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
Would
I
like to
know
address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
Would
I
like to
know
address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that, I
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that, I
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that, I
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that, I
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that, I
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that, I
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
But, Mayor, the section in the code
Public
is,
comment portion.
if you have that,
Would
I
like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
We have a resolution authorizing a closed session meeting for the following
Would like to address the commission, please come forward and state your name. At this time, I don't have anything as well. Any new business?
We have a resolution authorizing a closed session
Second
meeting
motion.
for the following We have a resolution authorizing a closed session
Second
meeting
motion.
for the following
Closed session.
A resolution authorizing a closed session
Second
meeting
motion.
for the following
Closed session.
A resolution authorizing a closed session
Second
meeting
motion.
for the following
Closed session.
A resolution authorizing a closed session
Second
meeting
motion.
for the following
Closed session.
A resolution authorizing a closed session
Second
meeting
motion.
for the following
Yes.
Closed session. closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed session.
Resolution to convert a regular session.
Second motion.
Call on the motion.
Yes.
Closed closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion. Yes.
Closed session.
Speaking of three now.
Second motion.
Closed Closed session.
Second motion. 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 Second move. 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 Second.
Institutional closed.